Good evening to everybody. Today we are here for the webinar on emerging trends in electric vehicles, and the program is brought to you by Musaliar College of Engineering. Musaliar College of Engineering is a prominent institution under the renowned Musaliar Educational Trust. The Musliar Educational Charitable Trust was founded in the year 2011 by a group of well settled educationalists and technocrats, having a vast experience in educational and technical fields. The college is comfortably located in a sprawling campus within the town limits of Chitranayaj, Tirundapuram. And the other institutions run by the trust are Musaliar College of Engineering, Institute of Management, Pathanamthitta, Musaliar College of Arts and Science, Pathanamthitta, Musaliar LP School, Aided School, and Pathanamthitta. And this program is brought to you by Musaliar College of Engineering, which has the following branches of engineering in it. The college offers mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electronics and communication engineering, electrical and electronics engineering, computer science engineering, biomedical engineering, food technology. And we would like to thank the organizers, Dr. K. Abdul Rashid, the principal of the college, and Ms. Simi Mohan, HOD Tripoli, and the coordinator, Mrs. Sabita, AP Tripoli. Good evening. And today's topic, which we are going to see, is emerging trends in electric vehicles. And before we are moving into this session, uh, I would like to say here we are going to see the title in a different perspective. What is that? Because basically, when we see as emerging trends in electric vehicles, they say batteries, advanced technologies, things like that. But we will start with where we started our motion. In the sense, we started to walk initially, right? From there, we will come, and in the progress, we will see what is the actual trend in electric vehicle. So here goes. So this is what does the evolution of transportation is. Initially, we started to walk first. We were crawling earlier, and then we started to walk. From there, we developed four different modes of transportation, and you can see that maritime used to be the first mode of transportation, which we started as an advanced one. So fine, we find wheels, we had road transportations, everything. But at a bigger level, we had the first one as maritime in before 1800s. We have logs, docks, and then omnibuses, locomotives. Those were in the end of 1700s, 1790s. In those time, we had all these method of transportation. Slowly, it improved. Then we had steamships, iron hulls. You see, there are two mode of transportation. One is the maritime, and the other one is road, which has evolution basically in a greater extent. Why I say is that when it comes for your rail transportation, you can see that we had locomotives, and then we have subways, and subways, and then tramways, high-speed rail. This is what we have in transportation. And again, in air transportation, you can see that balloons, airships, jet planes, wide-body jets. But what is the prime mode of transportation which we use? It is the road transportation. And we saw earlier we had single way. Now we are going up to 6 lane and 8 lanes of roads in our country, which just keep on improving asphalt. So all these are because the mode of transportation that is predominantly used by humans are roadways. And still maritime, you can see there is a good amount of evolution, but still that is not the predominant mode of transportation. The only transportation which we have at a large scale is road transportation, and that too after the development of IC engines. You can observe that after the 1800s and the whole from 1800s to 1900s, you can see only after the introduction of your IC engines, we have a very good number of increase in different modes of transportation, and especially when it comes for IC engines, the two-wheelers and four-wheelers, that is individual transportation I'm speaking about, those plays an important role in the mode of transportation, which increased the demand of fossil fuels. Why are we going to fossil fuels, because that is the prime area or which is very much responsible for us to make shift a shift to the electric vehicles, because we well know that these fossil fuels and IC engines are really good. Then why should we go for electric vehicles? Fine, that is one question. Apart from that, even though we are very much aware that we are depleting fossil fuels, you see, as the number of transportations have decreased, we well know that it is going to be the electric vehicles, it is going to be dominating the roads in another few years. But still, is the number of two-wheelers that are being sold has been reduced? Is the number of four-wheelers that are being sold has been reduced? No, that's not the case, because see, it is all market driven. It is not about the basically it is not about the technology or the environment. Things are market driven. And even recent days we had a shift in standards, right? Earlier we had BS4 standard, and now we are shifting to BS6 standards. And what happened? Again, the fossil fuel vehicles like your two wheelers, four wheelers, everything had a shift of price, right? We earlier we had the BS4 two wheelers, and now we have BS6 two wheelers. You see the difference between these two different rules is that the emission, the only reduction in emission is the only thing that has impacted in BS6. But still, what has happened? The prices has gone up. What is the major change that has been happened? What is the technical or physical change that has been made in the vehicles? Nothing. The only change that has been done is the software. We well know that nowadays all our two wheelers and four wheelers are equipped with software, right? So engine control units and a lot of things that we are gonna see. Fine. So the only change is that in the software, which makes your engine work very much perfectly, and it improves the performance. It enhances the performance of your vehicle. Hence, automatically the emission is reduced. This is the only thing that has happened. But still, what happened? For this change, we have a shift in their prices. But still, we are buying in. Everything is market driven. So that is what we are also being told, like the battery cars are the best, things like that. But still, there are furthermore chances wherein we can have a better transportation as well. So that also we are gonna see in this. And if you see the road lines, what is the actual evolution happens? Bicycles, automobiles, trucks, buses, highways, and after comes your hybrid cars, electric cars, hybrid cars, self-driving vehicles. So this is where we are moved towards. All our AI, our electric cars, and other assistants, everything we are moving towards self-driving vehicles. That is where ultimately we are taken to. Fine, fine. We'll let us move on to the next slide, wherein we will see a few more. And again, here the same has been repeated. Agreed. If you see here, in this we had everything. These are all the public mode of transportation. But still, after that, even it comes for individual transportation, which is the prime cars. Because whenever we speak about an electric vehicle or something, the first thing that comes into your mind, what it is? What it is? It is definitely not a bus, not an electric bus, not an electric lorry, not an electric auto rickshaw, not an electric bike. The first thing whenever say as electric vehicle, the first thing that comes into our mind is an electric car, right? I hope most of you agree with me. The thing that comes into your whenever we say electric vehicle, the first thing comes into our mind is electric car, right? So why is that coming into your picture? Because everybody's dream is to buy a car. There it goes, and it's, I want to buy this car, that car. Fine. When it comes, that is what to say. People are driven by their desires. So what happened is that the companies are using them. So literally, whenever we say electric vehicle, that only thing that comes into our mind is our electric cars, right? So for this slide, I have given you so that we see the evolution how we started. We started from horses. Even there are time when we have driven, when we have where we have rode on donkeys. Even in some places of the globe, we have rode on donkeys. Human beings, I'm speaking about. Fine. Then we had cars. Then we have tricycles, cars. Cars came into picture, and from there it started everything. They thought that the car is a part of luxury, but now the car has become a common man's need. That is because of lack in the public transportation. Fine, fine. So here comes. So this is again all automation in automobiles. Why or what is the necessity for this? Thing is that as I was telling you, we are moving towards a car. We require a car, and from there, electric car. And do you know what is the level of electric equipments that are being used in our cars nowadays? And where we started about your IC engines? Here goes. There is a small clip in this which will tell you actually how we were starting the engines. Fine. Now we just press a switch automatically. The star gets or your car gets started, your two-wheelers get started, buses get started. Actually, how we started cars or how we started automobiles.
Then, as now, rotating the crankshaft drew a charge of fuel mixture into the cylinders. But an engine won't operate under its own power until an ignition spark fires the fuel mixture. So this sort of thing was apt to keep up for quite a while. The same procedure is followed on modern vehicles, but all the heavy work is handled by the starting motor. Pressing the starting motor switch connects the starting motor to the flywheel mechanically. And when electric current from the battery passes through the starting motor, it causes the armature to rotate. The rotating armature performs the mechanical work of cranking the engine. The armature is able to do this because it is geared to the flywheel by a pinion gear.
Actually, the first electrical equipment that came into our automobiles is the starter motor. But have we stopped there? Here goes. So these are the different sensors, not the parts. These are the different sensors which are actuating your vehicle today. You can see the every individual component, the drive from your powertrain, from your acceleration, from your braking system, whatever it is, all everywhere. Even now, we have a digital dashboard which will tell us what is the tire pressure, even which we used to see in films in early days. Now those are there in our own cars, and this is all because we need sophistications. Fine. Can't we close our own windows? We now use power windows, right? So starting from steering wheel, power steering, power brakes, we have a lot of things actually. See, all these automations in automobiles are just not for the part of luxury. These are for the convenience. There is a difference between luxury and convenience. So these positions, these sensors, this automation had made car a better place, a better what to say, better machine to drive in. And why am I giving all these things? Simple. There is nothing new in an electric car. Why? Because only the engine whichever is running in your car is mechanical. Apart from that, everything is electrical. Our power windows, power steering, you can automatically change the positions, everything. Fuel sensors, fuel pumps, fuel injection systems. We well know, right? FI engines. All your FI engines are being driven by engine control units, ECUs. Fine. This is not only applicable for your cars. Even the two-wheelers which we have nowadays, we have a digital display wherein if you see all the parameters, literally the most of the parameters, how many kilometers you have driven, the odometer, the speedometer, and trip meters, and your fuel level, what is the oil level, even some vehicles have side stand indicators, right? All these and many more are there in your displays. Not only that, the complete vehicle is controlled by the MCUs. Fine. What I'm trying to say here is that the only thing that we have to change is your engine. Instead of the existing engine, you have to put a new engine. That is what electric vehicles are about, right? Where they will have a motor, and the motor is connected to a battery, and the battery will, based on the controller, the motor is going to run. Based on the variation in the current you're going to give to the motor, it is going to vary. Right? That is what it is. Right? But what is the only problem we have in that? It is all about the batteries. They say that the battery technology is improving, we will reduce the price. Everything is paka. Isn't there any other what to say? Is there no other technology alternatives do we have? We have technology alternative for this. Fine. Here it goes. Before to the technology alternative or what we are going to discuss, this is not the only thing. This is all about your operating your cars. Fine. These sensors, whatever has been given here, ensures that you have a very smooth operation of your car. Here goes all the luxury part and all the additional things that we have based on electrical and electronics equipments. We nowadays have radars, You can see that radars we are having, rear view parking sensors, GPS are there, and many more. You can see all these ensures that we are having a safe ride. And what is the purpose of this? What is the wireless communication requirement? All these leads to your driverless cars. Fine. All these are given for driverless cars. Fine. Why do we require driverless cars? We require driverless cars because in most of the countries they want their children to be carried automatically. Fine. So that is one prime reason they don't want their children to drive the cars. So that is why in many foreign countries they prefer an automatic car. But more than that, here this is a image or picture which gives you literally the requirement of or the role of your electrical and electronics equipments in your car. See, driving assistance, safety, vehicle motion, infotainment, and body electronics. And if you see, there are two things that involves many components. One is your driver assistant, and apart from that, you can see the infotainment system. Fine. These are the two areas where we highly use all the electronic systems. Again, you can see that in the backbone, vehicle motion, safety. Safety is a very less point. Only thing is that we have airbags and things like that, and the body electronics is also less. And the next thing is vehicle motion. We can see that vehicle motion also involves our electrical and electronic components. Fine. So let me move on. The sophistication is the only thing which requires us to all use all these things. Fine. And finally, what is the end of all these automation? It is an autonomous vehicle. It is a connected vehicle. Then comes your electric vehicle, and it is a shared vehicle. So everything comes into a common thing. That is your cloud. So this is where they are going to end it. This is where their focus is. Fine. And if you see, for all these requirements, as I told you, 57% of the consumers across the globe requires driverless cars. Why? As I told you, few countries, most of the countries require cars to ensure that the children do not drive a car. Because in India it is a different case, whereas in foreign countries, once they attain an age of 18, automatically they have to get a driver license, they have to be allowed. There, people used to go to college usually in cars. That is their nature. So in such cases, and we well know about kids, right? So always they are curious. So they are driving. Then it is far furthermore curious. So to ensure their safety, the parents want them to be a driverless cars. And also they require this connected car, the autonomous car, shared car, to ensure that their children are safe because they can monitor what their children is doing and how where the vehicle is. Everything can be monitored from their own palm top or their smartphones or their laptops. So that is why they prefer. That is one most important thing. And again, you can see that everywhere, it is always market driven. People require this, and industries use them. We are always a market driven industry, and in times we are driven by the industries as well. The market doesn't demand them, but the industries demands. They just push it into us. Fine. And in here goes the companies that are testing the self-driving cars in California. You can see most of the cars which we have in mind are there. And the fastest among all these things is Cruise, and then comes your Apple. Tesla comes to the fourth place, and the rest of the companies comes down. All your BMWs and Benz and Nvidia, everything comes after that. And why is this so? Why are they not concentrating on it? That is one important question that has to be answered. And one more thing is that even again, if you go for all your cars, electric cars and your electric two wheelers, your battery is going to be increasing. The number of batteries which you are going to use is going to increase. And every day you have to charge your batteries. Again, for that, you require electrical energy. From where are we going to generate it? Is it from solar? Is it from hydro? Something like that? No. We are having potential of solar. We have potential of hydro. We have potential of wind energy. But these will give energy to us based on the availability of resources. In a complete rainy season, we will not be able to depend on your solar plant. Am I right? We have to go for hydros. And in times of rain, nowadays, now the past few years, We see there is a lot of flooding happening everywhere. So at that point of time, we will be concentrating very much on the safety of the people, not on electrical energy generation, how to improve generation. So do we calculate that this much this year we got this much flood? So the next year also we may expect this much of flood. So based on this flood, we will be able to generate this much of hydro energy. No way. No way. We are always concerned about only the safety of people. So again, for all these things, we have to go for some other either thermal or nuclear, something like that, right? Am I right? So again, in such a case, what we do actually, again, in one form or other, for the emission is going to go up. And similarly, if you see, not only the cars and batteries are consuming energy. When we have numerous number of cars, we nowadays are well aware that we have smartphones, right? How long are we using the smartphone? Probably maximum of 2 to 3 years maximum. After that, what happens? The phone is still working good. The prime part which you will have problems is your memory. You would have bought some 16 GB memory some 2 years back, but nowadays the phone keeps on updating itself, right? Phone keeps on updating itself, and the operating system and the other installed app itself would have consumed somewhere around 12 to 14 GB of memory, and you will have a very less amount of data storage available for you. Fine? Is that true or not? And meanwhile, we are well aware that we have cloud for that, we have mail for that. Whatever data we have in our mobile is also there in the cloud. If we have 2, 3 mobiles, all the 2, 3 mobiles have the same data. Do you agree with that? So what is happening in here? You are increasing the repeatability, the duplicancy is increasing. So what is happening? Because of this, the requirement of storage keeps on increasing. Fine. Where it goes in store? Sir, we have cloud. Pakka. That is where I am coming to. When it comes for cloud, who is maintaining cloud? Some expert is maintaining cloud. So when it is going and storing in a cloud, when an individual's data, which is keep on increasing in the levels of GBs for every year, right? So what about your cloud? So you have to improve the size of the cloud year by year, year by year, year by year. So when you increase, what are you increasing? You are increasing the number of servers. You are increasing the number of hard disks. You are increasing the number of data storage elements, right? You are improving the communicating ability. All these things you are increasing. These are all increasing infinitely. So what? Let it increase. I have my data safe. Paka. They are also using energy. They are also using energy. Fine. Am I right or not? And meanwhile, if you see, the consumption of your homes have gone somewhere minimum half a time some 2, 3 years back. If you are using somewhere 100 units in the before 3 years, now definitely you will be using 150 units per month. What caused this increase? The smartphone charging cost these increases, and now laptops also added. We have 2 to 3. Nowadays, people, the two extras, we have 2 to 3 mobiles. We charge them continuously, right? So because of this, the total demand is keep on increasing. So this is what is happening across the globe, right? So are the electric cars a solution for us now? Just think of it. Fine, that is one thing. And then again, even the electric vehicles, let the electric vehicles be the only option. Even if it is the only option, if the electric vehicles are the only option, why don't we go for public transportation? For 60 people, we nowadays have a lot of images that are passing in the social media. 60 people in a car, individual cars, we will have 60 cars. 60 people in a bus. It's a small area that is being covered. The emission is 59% less. That is 59% less. Right? That is what it is. Why don't we go for public transportation? Why don't we do something about public transportation? And when it comes for public transportation, what can be done? So that is what we have to think of now. That is the that has to be the trend. That has to be the thought in every individual. What should we do about it? Fine. Here goes. Here I have given an image which gives you the where the battery packs are placed in a car. So it occupies the lower part of your car. So just an image. Fine. And the public transportation, as I told you a little earlier, is the only option for that. We have to use it, and we should have a better transportation as well. That is also very, very essential. We just can't use something like that. Here comes the Tata Motors. So here I am not what to say, marketing Tata Motors or something else. In here, if you see, the Tata Motors have developed a fuel cell based power. So it is not today. They have been driving it in the roads for the past 6-7 years, even more than that. Fine, that is in the testing mode, and they feel that it is far better than what we call as electric cars, and still they are running it across the countries, across the streets of the Mumbai. Fine, and it is in collaboration with Indian Oil Corporation as well as ISRO's technology. All those things come into picture. So what am I proposing? What am I proposing? What is the future trend? Simple. The fuel cells are the future trend. Fine. Simply, the fuel cells are future trend. Why? Because you see, the fuel cells. We will go through it. How the energy is being generated. Those are not myth. We have a real-time automobile, a bus, not one bus actually. We have nearly some 8 to 10 buses that are running across the country, and most of them are hybrid buses. Hybrid is the only better way for us to proceed with. Why is that? The same existing IC engines with a very minor modifications, in the when compared to your electric vehicle. Okay, because when it comes for electric vehicle, you have to go for electric motors, battery arrangement, everything has to be done. But in here, we have to make small modifications to the engine, so that your fuel cell based fuel is being injected in the engine and it produces energy. Fine, a small modification has to be made. Here goes how the bus has been manufactured. The tank has been placed in the upper part of the bus, and we have batteries as well here. In this also we have batteries. But thing is that we will see what are all the things in there. Here I give you a video clip wherein you can see what is the smart bus by Tata is all about and what they are doing with that. Fine, please over to the video.
India, a nation transforming into an epicenter of business opportunities. With new emerging markets and numerous global investments, it is taking a quantum leap towards infrastructural growth with rapid urbanization. The cities are becoming smarter, greener and safer, thus changing the landscape of urbanization in our country. And one of the key factors that is instrumental in the growth of urban infrastructure is an efficient, comfortable and eco-friendly mass transportation system, as the world is seeking a solution by deploying alternate sources of fuel to energize urban mass movement. Tata Motors, India's largest commercial vehicle company and bus manufacturer, has been instrumental in indigenously designing, developing and manufacturing two unique solutions for urban mass transportation. The new low-floor Tata Starburst Series Hybrid Bus and the Tata Ultra Electric Bus. The new low-floor Tata Starburst Series Hybrid Bus is an electric and diesel hybrid bus. Hybrid bus, the most fuel-efficient platform that saves almost 29% fuel and 30% emission. The engine is utilized only to charge batteries to power motors. Fully compatible with intelligent transport system. And a low flow height of 400 mm in 80% of the floor area from front to rear. The bus truly fulfills the unique and luxurious bus category with a wide array of features, enhancing the comfort and safety aspects for passengers and drivers. The Ultra Electric is India's first type-approved indigenous full electric bus in the LCV segment that offers zero emissions. Designed to delight with new contemporary exterior looks and interiors that boast of being stylish, intelligent and comfortable. It also comes with best-in-class safety features that are truly ahead of time. With the new Tata Starbus Series Hybrid Bus and the Tata Ultra Electric Bus, the future of urban mass transportation looks smarter, greener and safer now.
You can see, so this is the Tata Starbus series, wherein the fuel cell is the predominant fuel based on which they are operating it. And when it comes for the electric bike, electric vehicle, it was LCV segments, right? If you see, it is an LCV. LCV means small scale vehicle. And what are the five best features about these fuel cells? And how did they make all these fuel cells? Here goes the facts about the fuel cell bus by Tata.
On the eve of 2017 Republic Day, Tata Motors showcased India's first fuel cell bus. Designed and developed with assistance from Indian Space Research Organization, this product will bring technologies developed for rocket to the common man. Here's 5 things to know about this product. Hydrogen stored in compressed form would combine with oxygen from air in a fuel cell and generate electricity. This is the basic working principle of a fuel cell. In this case, the generated electricity will be used to run the bus. ISRO has developed expertise with storing and using compressed hydrogen at very low temperature for its cryogenic engine. Since fuel cell also involves storing compressed hydrogen at very low temperature, ISRO is sharing its expertise with Tata Motors. In 2006, Tata Motors signed a Memorandum of Understanding to design and develop such product. In 2013, concept was unveiled at Liquid Propulsion System Center at the ISRO facility in Mahendragiri and has been in testing phase ever since. Tata Motors has also set up facility for testing fuel cell power system at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. In 2012, Tata Motors signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Ballard Power Systems of Canada. This was to purchase 12 fuel cell power module stacks. These were used by Tata in their development and testing phases. The power cell module can produce up to 120 kW of power. It uses liquid hydrogen as fuel, air as oxidizer, and a mixture of ethylene glycol and deionized water as coolant. A low-flow CNG-based electric bus was used by Tata Motors. The CNG electric generator was replaced with fuel cell power system. The bus being developed consists of fuel cell power system, electric traction, and hydrogen storage system. Also, the fuel cell keeps charging a lithium-ion battery which provides additional power when required. Regenerative braking is used, which generates power during braking and charges the battery. The main advantage of fuel cell is that it produces no pollution. Also, compared to electric bus, it has the following advantages. It has comparatively a longer range of travel and it requires very less time to refuel or recharge. On the other hand, fuel cell technology is new to India and requires extensive refueling infrastructure before it can be actually used. In conclusion, even though this technology is years away from being actually used, this is nevertheless a small but significant step.
Fine. So, you may think again, so for the purpose of single bus, we have imported some 12 cells from a foreign country. And what about the remaining? If we go in large mass production, then definitely we have to import all those things. That is one area we have to concentrate. Of course, I agree with you. But one more important thing is that we need not import all these cells. Why? Because we have something called as Central Electrochemical Research Institute in our country. And for information, they have numerous number of patents and they are into research of these fuel cells for a very long time. And the bus, whichever that is running inside, is using the fuel cells that are being manufactured in India. So for that, they got assistance from the Central Chemical Research Institute. Fine. So this is one of the subdivisions or a part of CSIR. Fine. So from there also they have tie-up and they have developed a lot of infrastructure for improving the cell efficiency, and lot of activities are happening in there. And fine, where is this Central Electrochemical Research Institute is? And for your information, this is the only institution for specific electrochemical analysis and research in Asia. And it was actually started on 25th of July 1948 in the city Karaikudi of Tamil Nadu, wherein Alagappa Chettiar, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and Shanti Swarup Bhakdar joined hands together, and they laid the stone for the institution, and from there in around 53, January 14th, the institution became a reality, and Radhakrishnan was the person. He's our president, I hope you remember. And he just inaugurated the research institute, and from there they have been the research is this research was what to say, it was flourishing like anything. So initially for this particular institution, Alapachar gave somewhere around 300 acres of land and 15 lakhs in cash in 1948. From there, and we do not need all this the rest of the history. And from there, they developed lot of research. As I told you, the projects that has been, these are all hand-picked projects, which I am displaying here are hand-picked projects. Why I say is that, see, we need not go for a different company for getting fuel cells. Here goes, you can see the first project, development of fuel cell based hydrogen, is an Indian project that has been granted fund by the Indian government, and it has been done by us. And the second is for General Motors. You know what is General Motors is. That is one of the largest automobile manufacturer. In here, the Bangalore office have given us the project, but thing is that we will know what is General Motors are basically. And then you can see that evaluation and testing of protocols for these PEFC single cell. This is again fuel cells. Fine, from where? Italy. And then the next project is optimization of this processing. So optimization of processing of PV and PSA membranes. All these projects which I have listed here is based on fuel technology and fuel cell technology, and you can see that except the first project, which is the development of fuel cells, the rest are from foreign countries. All your US, Italy. From there we have different projects. Why? We are the only center which is capable of doing all the research. We do have the facility. Fine. Only in Asia we are the only center. That is very, very important. Why I say is that we have the technology, it has been implemented, it has been in testing. Fine. The only thing is that we are not aware of it. The hybrid cars, we have learned about all those things, but people are marketed. They have been diverted to electric vehicles. That is why everywhere we say about electric vehicle. Still, the management, that is the management in the sense, Indian government is planning on policies whether to implement battery-based EV or fuel cell-based EV. That is why we have delays in policies. Soon we will know which technology we are going to do, and these are the patents that we have in India for the purpose of fuel cells. You can see improved process preparation of membranes electrodes for your fuel cells, internal humidification, so that is Europe-based patent. These are patent granting countries, fine. And the third one, if you see the process of preparation of PBA-based membrane electrode assembly for fuel cells, improve. You can see that improved fuel cell performance and stability. If you see, that patent is across the globe. We have a global patent. Fine. We, India, we have the global pattern. That is why maybe we are not being allowed to focus or what to say, project ourselves in fuel cells, because we won the patent. Fine. So and then you can see we have other outcomes is that we have developed a 1 kilowatt fuel cell by ourselves in 2018, and 40 watt direct biohydric fuel cell also we have done. So all these are available, and moreover, this is not the end. Fine, this is not at all the end. See, the institution CSIR, Chemical Electrochemical Research Institute, is offering BTech course in electrochemical engineering. Fine, and also they have short-term courses. Let us focus on the short-term courses, not on the bigger end. Short-term courses, if you see industry academy oriented technology, refresher courses, skill development training courses, all these are based on electrochemical processing. All these are based on electrochemical processing. So if at all you get a chance for an internship or implant training, try this institution, try the industry-based academy, all these things. You can try for your projects, you can approach them. Fine, these are all real-time things. This is the future. So here goes That's all from my side about the trends. And the important thing is that the future trend is hybrid vehicles. That is what we are trying to convey. Even though there is a very good market for EVs, we will come back to this definitely one day. So thank you everybody. Over to you for questions, if any. We have another 10-15 minutes. And if you want, you just try it in the Google. You just write what to say trends in electric vehicles. If you type it out, you will get as design modifications and battery performance improvement. This is what they say. Very clear questions. And in here there is a URL wherein you can go through all the academic process training programs that are being carried out by these fuel cell based exploration you can do there in the therapeutic Central Electrochemical Research Institute. You can see, and this is one good technology. That's what I'll say, which requires a lot of focus. I'll just go back to the I'll just take your questions. I have a question here. Do you think the driverless cars have hope in India? See, if you ask me, there is a scope for that in India, but not for the next 50 years. We have to improve lot and lot in the means of transportation. You see, in many of the foreign countries, they have roads which ensures that the vehicle is auto charging when it comes to EVs. Fine, but here we would like to focus on high India. We have climatical conditions of all range. We have some winter, rainy. We have a mixed climatical conditions across the country. We would require more sophisticated vehicle to ensure a driverless operation, and I don't think so it will suit us.